Hi guys, today we're starting with the interior. We already gave it a base color of red oxide primer from Tamiya, and now we're going over it by airbrushing the flat red from Tamiya also, but we're going to do that in a light coat just to mute the red a little bit. With the red oxide primer, it darkens it just a shade so that it appears a little more realistic and not quite so super bright and toyish. I think that this definitely gives us a much more realistic appearance. We're going to go ahead and apply that to the dashboard and the interior, so sit back and watch me go at it. It's now the next day. I had to let the paint dry overnight. And now what we're doing is we're going to apply a coat of semi-gloss clear to the tires, just to give them a little bit more of a realistic appearance, like I stated on the last video. So we're going to do this to the tires, and then we're going to also apply it to the dashboard and the seats. Again, to give them more of a realistic appearance and not such flat coloring. So hang out while I spray this down. Alright guys, here we have the end result of our applying the semi-gloss to the tires. I think it gives it a much more realistic look. As you can see let's see if you can see the actual contact area of the tire is still left flat, while we have a nice sheen to the tire itself, which I think is a much more realistic appearance than just leaving them totally flat. We have all 4 tires properly treated with the semi-gloss. BG, I know you commented you were thinking about this, and let me tell you something, it makes a huge difference. I'm very happy I decided to go this route as opposed to just leaving them flat black or flat rubber black. Also, same with the dashboard here. So it's now got a pretty nice sheen with the semi-gloss clear applied to it, so that not too shiny, but just enough to give it a realistic sheen of the plastic of the dashboard. And here we have the seats in our interior. Now I will be adding carpeting to this, so the carpeting itself I'm not concerned with, but the seats I was definitely looking for a leather-like sheen to them, and I think I got exactly what I was looking for using the semi-gloss clear. Also for the door panels and the center console. So I'm very happy with the way that's turning out. Now I'm adding the second color of our two-tone interior. I'll be airbrushing it on with my airbrush set at about 15 psi. I'm using the Tamiya NATO Black as I wanted just a slightly different tone to the black, since I will be adding carpeting to this car, and that will be just a very dark black. So we're gonna have multiple colors on the interior, and here I'm making sure that I cover all parts of the interior tub because I don't know if anything's gonna show through the wheel wells after everything's assembled. Alright guys, enjoy! Alright guys, now we're going to be applying the all-clad to gloss black base coat, as that's going to go along with the theme of this car, which we're going to keep a little bit of a secret for now until we get ready to make a big reveal. But this gloss black base coat sprays super smooth, about 15 psi I'm spraying it at, and just a fantastic paint to work with. Okay guys, all our paint work is done and our two-tone interior is ready, from the seats to the center console to the door panels. Now on to step number 2 of the continued detailing of the interior. This is a fun ride, hang on! Okay, now comes the first hint at the theme of this car. We're applying the color coat over the black base, and as you can see, now we have nice chrome inserts in the instrument cluster and the glove box of the dashboard. So this is gonna lead you in the direction of where I'm going with this kit. Alright guys, just hang out and follow along on the ride. Alright, now we're going to start with the next step of the interior work. We're going to add some detail to it by adding some carpeting. We're going to be using black embossing powder for the carpeting material, and we're going to be applying it with matte Mod Podge. I use the matte Mod Podge because it doesn't leave any sort of shine when it dries, so that the carpet gives a nice flat look and looks a little more realistic. Now this is easily applied with a paintbrush. Just take a little bit of Mod Podge diluted with water and just coat the entire area that you want to cover with the embossing powder. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to pour the embossing powder in and lay your carpet. After you're done laying in your Mod Podge, you're going to take the embossing powder and you're just going to pour it right into the kit where you want the carpeting to lay. That's going to allow the powder to stick to the glue. Then you're just going to pat it down a little bit and pour out the excess to see how well you did, and repeat if necessary depending on how much of it sticks and how much falls out when you recheck it. Now when applying the powder to make the carpeting, you always do one small section at a time. This allows you to work in one small area and make sure that you get a nice even coverage so that the entire thing just looks like one solid piece of carpeting. I find it much easier to work this way than trying to do everything at once and trying to drop the powder in before all the glue dries. This gives you just an easier way to get coverage, and make sure you get it in there before all the glue dries up. When I apply the carpeting, I like to work over a small catch pan. That way I can catch all of the excess carpeting when I tap it and take it out of the interior. I can take the powder and pour it right back into the container, as you're really going to use a lot less than you think when you're doing this. And as you're tapping it out, all the excess falls out. So instead of just wasting all of that, you pour it right back into the container to use on your next project. Alright guys, and this is what all the work has been leading up to. Here you see the fully carpeted interior of the small scale group build 63 Stingray. And we got a couple of beauty shots here, so enjoy and let's keep going. Okay guys, now we're going to start adding a little extra detailing using some ribbon from the Ribbon Boutique found at Hobby Lobby to add seat belts to the seats on the 32nd scale AMT Corvette Stingray. This is a very simple procedure to make these seat belts. Basically what we're going to do is cut the ribbon, glue them into the interior using our tester's glue, which is a CA glue, but more of a gel, so it's very thick and makes it easy to manipulate and glue things down. Then we're going to take a piece of photo etch and make a buckle for the seats. So here I am installing the driver's seat belt onto the seat. Basically I just take one end of the ribbon, I glue it down in between the seat and the center console. Then I take a little bit of the CA glue and put it on the belt itself, and then just lay it down on the seat, and there we have our seat belt. Then you just tuck in the other end by the door panel and the seat belt is installed. Okay guys, now I'm going to start making the belt buckle. I get these photo etch parts from the Metal Earth kits. I have quite a few of them that have never been finished, and they've come in very handy for supplying me with parts and photo etch pieces and parts that I can use in various models. A little bit of kit bashing going on here. So here I'm taking the small part and I am cutting it down and modifying it to fit right on the ribbon to give it the look of a belt buckle.
You should call the police. Now I even can breathe. You love me and hate me, true me and false me, make me your shining star. Giving, receiving, changing, believing, only then we could start. Feel like that.
Okay, now we're going to be painting our steering wheel. I decided to give it a wooden wheel, but I wanted a rosewood or a cherry wood, something with a very reddish tint to it to match the interior of the car. So I did that by applying several different colors of brown, lights and darks. And then after that, I would apply some dry brushed black onto the steering wheel. Now I applied all of these on random places tried to give it the appearance of the wood grain. And then after I apply the black, I go over the entire steering wheel with Tamiya clear red, and that's what gives it the red wood look. And that's exactly what I was looking for, as I needed something to match the interior but still look like a wood wheel. And I think I got exactly what I was looking for. So check it out. Okay, here we have the completed interior. As you can see, I did quite a bit more detail painting, added some silver trim, and even fabricated a shifter for the center console. So I'm very happy with the way it came out, and I'm going to leave you with a few beauty shots here. So take a look, and I hope you like it as much as I do.